Okay, the time is approximately 6 p.m., September 25th, 2025. Farragut Board Mayor and Alderman meeting will now begin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and online. I want to thank you for your presence at tonight's Board Mayor and Alderman meeting. My name is Ronald Williams, the fourth elected mayor of the town of Farragut. We appreciate that each of you has taken the time from your busy schedules to either attend or view tonight's meeting. Tonight will be a great example of how our town government works. All Farragut Board Mayor and Alderman meetings are public notice per Tennessee state law. All board meetings are taken and are available at a later date. Each one will be recorded, can be viewed on YouTube. If you're in attendance, you should be able to pick up a copy of tonight's agenda at the door when you come in. If you could not attend tonight and are viewing from home, then the agenda is available online at our website. For those in attendance that would like to speak, please pick up a blue card at the door, write your name, the agenda number that you wish to comment on, and turn it in to the front. There will also be time reserved at the end of the meeting for citizen comments on non-agenda subjects, which also requires that you fill out a blue card with citizen comments as your time that you wish to speak. On each agenda item, the mayor will ask the town administrator for the residents' input. During this time, any Farragut resident wishing to speak to the board on that specific agenda item may do so for up to 3 minutes. After being recognized by the mayor, please go to the podium microphone to be heard and viewed by all. To conduct efficient business-like meetings, the town has adopted rules for how its meetings will be conducted. Primarily, those rules are designed to keep the meeting moving, assure that all points of view are heard and considered, and provide common courtesy to everyone. We ask that you observe the established meeting rules when addressing the board. At the beginning of your presentation, please state your name and address for the record. We ask that you address all your questions to the mayor in his absence, the vice mayor. Do not direct questions of the alderman or the staff members. If necessary, the mayor may call on alderman or staff member concerning your questions or comments. Once you've given your input, please return to your seat so we can continue the meeting. We ask that every speaker avoid use of improper language, profanity, or other inappropriate conduct, and address the issues, not the individuals or the personalities with malicious comments. Speakers should strive to avoid redundancy and should have their own original viewpoints. And we also ask that you stay on topic for that specific agenda item. Okay, our meeting call to order. We'll start tonight's meeting with a roll call by our town administrator for a quorum.
Alderman Burnett.
Here.
Alderman Kane.
Here.
Vice Mayor Meyer.
Here.
Mayor Williams.
Mayor Williams here. We do. And now, please join me by standing for a prayer, followed by a pledge of allegiance to our country's flag, both led tonight by Alderman Burnett.
All right, let's pray. Father, thank you for an opportunity to come together as citizens representing this community. We thank you for the town. We thank you for all the blessings that you've given us. We thank you for the men and women in the U.S. and abroad that are fighting for our freedoms. We pray that you would keep them safe, healthy. Pray that you'd watch over their families and their kids at home and keep them safe and healthy as well. We thank you for this town. We thank you for what we're here to discuss, the town's business tonight. But more than anything, we thank you for your son, Jesus, and what he's done for us that we can have a relationship with you. Thank you for your love, grace, and mercy, and we ask all these things in your name. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Burnett. Okay, Mark, do we have any agenda amendments?
There are no agenda amendments tonight, Mayor.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, in favor of approval, please say yes.
Yes.
Let the record show September 11th, 2025, or September 25th, 2025, amended agenda has been approved as posted. Approval of minutes. Any amendments to our minutes?
No, sir.
None?
To approve. Second.
Okay, motion made. If in favor of approval, please say yes.
Yes.
Okay, let the record show that the minutes have been approved as posted. Mayor's report. What I've got to report is due to the retirement of Allison Myers. I have appointed our town administrator, David Smoke, as our interim town recorder, and our HR director, Michelle Pence, is our interim treasurer. Any other aldermen have anything to report?
Yeah, Mayor, I'll just add that we had the governor came to town last week and had a breakfast downtown. Gave some really good updates on what's going on in the state. There's a lot of accomplishments that were gone over, and a good opportunity to connect with some legislators that were all in town for the same thing, so.
It was a great event. Okay, tonight we have 4 ordinances for review. We'll start off with ordinance 25-18. Approval of ordinance 25-18 on the first reading to amend the fiscal year 2025-2026 Capital Investment Fund and ARPA fund budgets. Passed by ordinance 25-10. Town of Farragut applicant.
Thank you, Mayor. The town received a standard allowance of $7,055,252.70 to support government services through the appropriation in the American Rescue Plan Act. The ARPA fund was established to finance projects eligible under the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund Standard Allowance. The Farragut fiber optic broadband project was originally designated to be funded with ARPA funds. However, the deadline to expend all funds coming up next year, delays in this project for the make-ready work have required its removal from the ARPA fund to move it to the Capital Investment Fund. So this budget amendment will be moving the monies from the capital investment, or excuse me, from the ARPA fund to the Capital Investment Fund. The Capital Investment Fund budget would be amended from $17,522,000 to $18,735,764, reflecting an increase of $1,213,764. In return, the ARPA fund balance will be decreased by $1,213,764, going from $2,096,926 to $883,162. Those designated funds will be used for salaries and benefits in the FY25 budget. And the motion is to approve ordinance 25-18 on first reading to amend fiscal year 25-26 CI Capital Investment Fund and ARPA fund budgets passed by ordinance 25-10.
Do we have any residents signed up to speak on this particular item?
No, sir.
None? Okay. Then we'll start off with discussion. Alderman Burnett.
No questions.
Alderman Kane.
No questions.
Vice Mayor. Well, I have none as well. Discussion closed. I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Burnett.
Yes.
Alderman Kane.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Meyer.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Mayor Williams, yes. Thank you, David. Let the record show that ordinance 25-18 has been approved by a 4-1 roll call vote, September 25th, 2025, approximately 6:08. Next will be ordinance 25-14, an ordinance on the second reading for approval to the amend fiscal year 2025-2026 General Fund and Capital Investment Fund budgets passed by ordinance 25-10, Town of Farragut applicant.
Thank you, Mayor. The general fund budget will be amended with this amendment by increasing the expenditures from $12,173,643 to $12,263,643, which is an increase of $90,000 to be added to the Administration Department personnel budget. This is due to a fourth quarter review that the Municipal Technical Advisory Service did of our finance department to look at capacity constraints and process gaps. And the recommendation was to separate the combined finance director, town recorder roles into 2 different positions. So this is part of that change. In the Capital Investment Fund budget is amended by increasing the expenditures from $17,402,000 to $17,522,000, an increase of $120,000 for the Union Road Stream Mitigation Project. This is where, when Union Road is going to be built, it was determined that the town of Farragut must purchase 58.4 functional feet of stream credits to meet stream mitigation requirements. Part of the cost could be, 80% of the cost can be reimbursed through the Knoxville Regional Transportation Planning Organization. but the requested budget amendment will be funded through CIP fund balance, and if approved, we will be able to proceed with the procurement of the credits and seek reimbursement of $93,440. Motion is to approve ordinance 25-14 on second reading.
Okay, do we have any resident comments?
No, sir.
None? Okay. We'll start again with Alderman Burnett.
No questions.
Alderman Kane.
No questions.
Vice Mayor. I have no questions as well. Discussion closed. I ask for a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Burnett?
Yes.
Alderman Kane?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Meyer?
Yes.
And Mayor Williams?
Mayor Williams, yes. Let the record show that ordinance 25-14 has been approved on the second and final reading by a 4-0 roll call vote on September 25th, 2025 at approximately 7:11 p.m. or 6:11 p.m. Okay, next will be ordinance 25-16, approval of the ordinance on the second reading. Town of Farragut Municipal Code, Chapter 2, Administration, Section 2.104, to replace existing section, copies of records and ordinances in its entirety with a new section titled Guidelines for Access to Reproduction of Public Records and Schedule of Charges for Reproduction of Public Records.
Thank you, Mayor. The Tennessee Comptroller's Office of Open Records Counsel establishes a model best practices and public records policy for use by records custodian in compliance with Tennessee Code Annotated 10-7-503, and this ordinance is based on the approved policy. The revised public records ordinance balances the governmental entity's need to function efficiently, protect confidential information, and maintain the integrity of records with the public's right to access records pursuant to the Tennessee Public Records Act. The revised ordinance identifies the process for making requests to inspect public records or receive copies of public records, the process for responding to requests, including redaction practices, a statement of any fees charged for copies of public records, and the name or title of the contact information of the individual or individuals within such governmental entity designated as the public records resource officer. So with that, we would recommend approval of ordinance 25-16 on second reading.
Okay, we have any residents sign up for this one?
No, sir.
Okay. Alderman Burnett? Alderman Kane?
No questions.
Vice Mayor?
Pass.
I have no questions as well. Discussion closed. I ask for a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Burnett?
Yes.
Alderman Kane?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Meyer?
Yes.
And Mayor Williams?
Mayor Williams, yes. Let the record show that ordinance 25-16 has been approved on the second and final reading by a 4-0 roll call vote at approximately 6:13 p.m. Ordinance 25-17 will be approval of second reading to amend the Farragut Municipal Code, Chapter 2, Administration, Division 3, Recorder, Section 2.103, Town Treasurer, to separate the roles of the Town Recorder and the Town Treasurer.
Mayor, since the Town of Farragut's incorporation in 1980, the Town Recorder has served as the Town Treasurer. As I mentioned earlier, we had a comprehensive review of our Finance Department, and the main recommendation from that was to separate the combined roles into two separate roles, one of Finance Director and Treasurer, and the other as Town Recorder. So ordinance 25-17 is the first step in separating those two roles. A summary of the changes are that the responsibilities of the treasurer will now explicitly include budget preparation, debt investment management, payroll oversight, purchasing, and compliance with GAAP and GASB standards. The treasurer is appointed by a majority vote of the Board of Mayor and Alderman with day-to-day supervision by the town administrator. And motion is to approve ordinance 25-17 on second and final reading.
Move to approve. Second.
Any residents sign up for this?
No, sir.
Okay. Start off again with Alderman Burnett.
No questions.
Alderman Kane.
No questions.
Vice Mayor. I have no questions as well. Thank you. We'll move on then with the discussion closed to a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Burnett,
Yes.
Alderman Kane,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Meyer,
Yes.
and Mayor Williams.
Mayor Williams, yes. Thank you, David. Let the record show ordinance 25-17 has been approved on the second and final reading by a 4-0 roll call vote on September 25th, 2025 at approximately 6:15. Okay, resolutions. It looks like we do have a resolution to review tonight. Approval of resolution R 2025-19, revised FY 2026 fee schedule.
Mayor, the fees for beer permits and annual renewals are established by the state of Tennessee. The beer permit fee is $250 and the annual renewal fee is $100. This revised resolution also adds the special occasion beer permit fee of $100. While this fee is already included in the beer ordinance, we recommend listing it in the fee schedule so that way it's all in one place. In addition, pursuant to Tennessee Code Annotated 84604A1, the Office of Open Records Counsel sets a schedule of reasonable charges that records custodians may use when providing copies of public records. Section 2-104 of the Farragut Municipal Code has been updated to incorporate the state schedule, and the revised fee schedule now references the applicable code section. So the motion is to approve Resolution R-2025-19, the revised FY 2026 fee schedule.
Second.
Okay. Anyone signed up to speak on this?
No, Mayor.
No? Okay. Then we'll start off with Alderman Burnett.
No questions.
Alderman Kane.
No questions.
Vice Mayor.
Pass.
I have no questions. I have no questions as well. Then we'll close discussion. I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Burnett?
Yes.
Alderman Kane?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Meyer?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Mayor Williams, yes. Let the record show Resolution R 2025-19 has been approved as requested by a 4-0 roll call vote, September 25th, 2025, at approximately 6:17 p.m. Okay, business items. We have 9 items to review and consider for approval tonight. We'll start off with A, which will be appointment by a Board of Mayor and Alderman to fill the vacant South Ward Alderman position. And I'll turn that over to our town administrator.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an agenda item that I know we've been having a lot of discussion about over the last few weeks with the recent passing away of David White on August 21st. And so this process will have the Board of Mayor and Alderman appoint an individual for the term of that position that expires in August of 2026. We opened up applications for those that were interested, that were qualified people that live in the South Ward, and we received 6 applications for citizens willing to serve in the remaining unexpired term of this position. Those individuals are Reed Honkin, Joe LaCroix, Sean Murphy, Kimberly Parks, Brian Walker, and Greg Weiberly. Each of them do live in the South Ward of the Farragut municipal boundaries. The Farragut Charter also states that by affirmative vote of majority of the remaining members, the board shall fill a vacancy in the office of Alderman for the unexpired term. It goes on to state that all such elections by the board shall be made by voice vote on the calling of the roll. And if a tie vote occurs in filling a vacancy on the board, the presiding officer shall vote a second time to break the tie. At this point, I'm going to turn things over to Town Attorney Tom Hale to walk you through the process that we're going to follow tonight.
Those of you who were watching last meeting, on the 11th of September, this body adopted a procedure to follow in making this decision. The process is basically these following steps. Each applicant will have 3 minutes to speak in alphabetical order by last name. Speak about whatever they wish to speak about. The mayor will open the floor for nominations by the members of the Board of Mayor and Alderman. Each elected official may nominate one person or concur with the nomination that has already been made. Once nominations are complete, the first nominee will be voted on by the Board of Mayor and Alderman. If the vote on the first nominee is a tie, the mayor then casts a second vote to break the tie either for or against the nominee. If the nominee does not receive a majority of votes, the second nominee will be voted on in the same way as the first nominee, and so forth. Voting will continue until one applicant receives a majority vote, 3 votes. The successful candidate will be appointed as South Ward Alderman until the next municipal election in August 2026, with the induction to occur on October 9, 2025. That is the process that we will follow. And I suppose the first step is for the applicants to have their opportunity to speak to the board.
Okay, thank you, Tom. We will start this process with the applicant, Reed Honkin. Please step up to the microphone, Reed. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Reed Honkin, and I've been a resident of the town of Farragut for approximately 20 years, which includes most of my youth and fortunately the last 2 years when I've been able to once again call this town my home. I won't stand before you tonight and rehash the details in my resume or my biography. My time growing up here in this community, my service in the Army, my recent engagement with the town on its committees in the Intro to Farragut class, as well as my family's extensive history of engagement and involvement in this town, to include my father, who once served as an alderman, speak for themselves. Instead, I would like to tell you why I applied for this position and what I believe I can bring to it. I deeply love and care for this community, and in my eye, it would have been a great tragedy if no one applied for this position. Second only to that would have been if there was only 1 or 2 applicants. Because you, voting members, and the town, more importantly, deserve many options and choices to select an individual that you believe has the capability to serve in that position, to tackle the challenges the town currently has, and to continue the prosperity the town has always known. That is why I applied, to give you an additional option. I believe myself to be a competent and capable individual. I would bring a level-headed, non-biased, nonpartisan approach to every decision put before me. It is also worth noting that I did not apply to this position because I have a grudge or grievance with the town of Farragut or its decisions, nor with any of its residents, employees, committee members, or elected officials. As stated before, I applied so that you would have a plethora of options to choose the best candidates to fill that seat as you best see fit. I want to thank you for your service to the town, and thank you for your time and consideration tonight. That is all.
Okay, Reed, thank you. Is any of the aldermen have any questions for Reed? If so? No questions.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Okay, next will be applicant Joe LaCroix.
Good evening, everyone. I am a staunch supporter of We the People. The people of Farragut are at the top of the organizational chart. They are the legitimate power of all forms of government, including the town of Farragut. This has shown itself to be an accurate representation because of all of our guiding documents, ordinances, principles were created with input from our citizens. The town of Farragut frequently surveys the people to determine if we should stay on a course or make adjustments. It is the responsibility of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to enact those instructions to manage the path forward. My bio contains my relevant work experience in civic engagement. For the past 17 years of my career, I've worked in local government. 6 of those years were right here at the town of Farragut. I learned a tremendous amount of what the mayor and alderman must do to successfully run the town while keeping the constituents in mind. I've participated in the budget process. I've attended and participated in meetings of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen in the Municipal Planning Commission. I've also attended strategic planning meetings, workshops, and a host of other events. I know the subject matter experts here in the town to call upon when I need a more thorough understanding of a specific concept or process. I expect this activity level will increase if I am selected for the open seat, because my opportunities for engagement will increase. Volunteering in the community is extremely important to me, and I take it as my civic duty and one of my responsibilities as a member of We the People. I would like to see participation by our citizens increase, since they are the main driver for setting the priorities for the town. The message I want to express tonight is this. When it comes to making decisions for Farragut, I will use a clear process. I will start by reviewing our key documents, plans, ordinances, statutes. These things reflect our community's vision and our priorities. I will talk with the subject matter experts to understand the details and impacts of each issue. I'll listen to Farragut citizens and ensure those residents that could be directly affected by any upcoming decisions are informed. And then I'll bring all this information together to make meaningful contributions at board meetings.
You have
Fine.
30 seconds, Joe, sorry.
Thank you. Finally, I want to thank all the people who have encouraged me with their kind words and support. You have inspired me. If selected, I promise that I will represent you and every other citizen of Farragut to the best of my ability. Mayor, Alderman, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you tonight, and I'm ready for any questions.
Okay, any questions for Joe LaCroix? None, so Joe, thank you. Okay, looks like next will be, on the list will be applicant Sean Murphy.
Before we start, I have to call a point of order. I have a document that's prepared for each of you. Do I hit a button here?
It's right.
The one that looks like the man.
All right, so before we start, I have to call a point of order here because Mayor Williams committed an ethical violation tonight. And if you look on section 2-151 from the charter, the mayor is required, and this is also in statute by law, to disclose his personal conflict of interest against me. And that conflict of interest is a multitude of things. Number one, he is a named defendant in a lawsuit of which the United States Supreme Court will be discussing on Monday. That in of itself, by not disclosing it, is an ethical violation, and we need to do something about this because this is illegal.
Okay, Mr. Murphy, I will listen to anybody that calls a point of order to see if it's well taken, and then I'll rule on point of order. And this point of order is not well taken. So we'll move on. You've got your 3 minutes coming up.
So you're telling me you're not going to disclose that you have a conflict of interest and you're directly violating the charter and law?
I am not. It's your opinion. Let's
I have
move
it
on.
right here. We should defer to Mr. Hale here. I've given you the actual charter and the state statutes.
This is not a conflict of interest.
I said he has to disclose that he has a personal conflict of interest. It's right
everybody
here.
on this board that is voting knows that you have filed a lawsuit against the town, the mayor, and the vice mayor. They don't need a disclosure. It's been disclosed and discussed in executive sessions several times.
It's required
So
to be
we all-
disclosed in this meeting.
Well, they know it.
It's required to be
Well,
disclosed
you've
so the public
disclosed it
knows.
now. You've disclosed it now.
Yes.
So
Fine,
everybody knows.
that's
it.
fine. You just committed an ethical violation.
No, we
Well,
didn't.
I'll go and take my 3 minutes here.
Go
So here-
ahead.
So here's the problem in a nutshell in Farragut, folks. Most of the public does not know about this lawsuit because you've been illegally discussing it in executive session for years. That's a problem. There are 4 key problems that I have seen in my time in Farragut and that I hear time and time again talking to residents. We are treated as subject of the government. This is an example of it. Not telling people about what's going on in a lawsuit and how severe it is that it's gone all the way to the Supreme Court and all the activity that's gone on with that. This is the first time. I haven't been to this meeting in 2.5 years because of how I was treated or 3.5 years, last time I was treated. As an alderman, an elected or be appointed official, I will change this. I will be part of serving the public. That's one.
Item 2, BOMA needs to reassert its duly elected power to run the town. Too much authority has been given to employees. One example is filing frivolous lawsuits without any check, filing a lawsuit over trying to use eminent domain, knowing that that is not allowed to be used for greenways. The BOMA should be approving all legal matters. I'm actually surprised that that's even legal or allowed, because it creates a check on the system. You can't have employees as judge, jury, and executioner. Third item here, we need to implement term limits for boards and commission members. Item 4, we need to have a full and public review of ordinances and policies with genuine public input. We have too many rules and regulations, and we'll make sure that the remaining ones are in legal compliance. We have to do that. Under Tennessee law, Constitution, Article 6, Section 14, it is illegal to fine someone without a jury trial more than $50. Period. Not a day, period. This town has been doing this for years, and it's apparently I'm one of the few people that's ever challenged it. There's no dispute that is the law, and we're acting lawlessly here. We have unconstitutional sign restrictions that discriminate based upon content, where they define a content and define what how much you're allowed to say on it. That is unconstitutional under Reed versus Gilbert. Anyone who wants to ask me about it, I could go all night. I've been an elected official on a zoning commission in a previous state. I was an elected official on a zoning commission in a previous state. We fought these things. I know the laws. Farragut is lawless, and its reputation has been tarnished in the community with residents and businesses by how the public is treated and the lawlessness of not enforcing the law and our Tennessee and federal constitutional rights. Thank you.
Okay. Evidently, no one has any questions. Walked off anyway, so we will move on to the next applicant, which will be Mrs. Kimberly Parks.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, and fellow citizens. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Kimberly Parks, and I'm honored to be considered for Alderman. First, I want to thank the Vice Mayor, Alderman Burnett, and Alderman Kane for respecting the process and interviewing each of us fairly. I also want to thank my fellow candidates, Mr. Walker, Mr. Honkin, Mr. Murphy, and Mr. Wibberley for showing up and honoring the process. Each of you brings valuable skills, and it has been a privilege to stand alongside such talented individuals. When Farragut was founded, our citizens acted with courage and foresight. They wanted to prevent Kingston Pike from becoming another overbuilt highway like Clinton Chapman to avoid annexation by Knoxville. And most importantly, to control density and ensure citizens' voices are heard. They believed in making their own destiny, shaping the future of this town rather than having it shaped for them by Knox County. That why is just as important today as the same why that drives me. The role of alderman requires certain abilities, and I have gained those skills through both military and professional service. In the United States Navy, I manage compliance and logistics under pressure on multi-million-dollar aircraft. As a business owner and property manager, I have overseen multi-million-dollar investment portfolios and negotiated complex contracts. I also bring the energy that this town needs. I constantly show up, I do work, I engage with residents. I have invested my time and money and advocacy into the community. I've had conversations, and I hold leadership accountable. The town needs somebody who is committed, and I have lived those values here in Farragut. I volunteer, I serve, I listen. I am committed to ensuring this town thrives, not just today, but for generations to come. With foresight, I understand the challenges ahead, from growth pressure to infrastructure needs. I am prepared to balance the progress with preservation, always with citizens top of mind. These qualities align directly with Farragut's
You have
vision
30 seconds.
to preserve our unique heritage, to protect the character of our community, and to ensure decisions are made with transparency, accountability, and long-term good of the citizens. Now, I must ask plainly, there are deficiencies in our current administration. Too often, this board is kept in the dark on key issues. In short, I share the same why as our founders: to control density, to protect quality of life, to ensure citizens are always heard, and to make our own destiny. As a naval veteran, a business owner, and a servant of this community, I will bring ability, energy, commitment, and foresight to this board. Together, we can honor our past, strengthen our present, and shape Farragut's future. Full steam ahead. Thank you.
Okay. No questions from Ms. Parker. She run off, okay. That's fine. Mr. Walker? Next applicant, Brown Walker.
All right, Mr. Mayor, Alderman, thank you guys for the opportunity. My name is Brian Walker. Hope you guys knew that already. But people keep asking me, why I want to be Alderman in South Ward. And of course, I want to say it's because of the great benefits, because of the high pay, and obviously the ability to have people talk about you behind your back on social media that have never, ever had a conversation with you ever. So for all those benefits, that's what I'm looking forward to. But really understand this, though. I chose to live in Farragut, okay? Now, when I moved here, I could have moved anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country. But when I found Farragut, I chose to move here. My wife wishes we would have chose here a long time ago, but unfortunately we didn't. So understand, I've been here 4 years now. And before we lived in Farragut, we lived in Knoxville. Before Knoxville, we lived in California. And before California, I lived in New Hampshire. That's where I grew up. And the town that I lived in, New Hampshire, was a lot like Farragut, about the same population-wise, located next to a larger metropolitan area, and also located on a river. So coming to Farragut was like going home. And that's why I chose to be here. My daughter graduated from Farragut High School. I'm very proud of her. She's doing amazing things because of the things she learned here in Farragut. And also, too, my son moved here with his wife after they finished college, and they're going to start a family here as well. So I'm very invested in what's happening right now in Farragut, and I want to be a part of it. Now, I don't come before you with some agenda. I'm not going to tell you we have to have this, we have to do that, because really that's not the way it is. I like the way it is now. I like the way it was 4 years ago. I'm really enjoying my time here, and I need to fight in order to keep it that way. So what I can add to this board, though, is my background in business. Now, I've been a self-employed for about 23 years. I know what it means to hire people, fire people, market, advertise, do all those things, and I know how to run a budget. I understand now, too, that the money coming into this town doesn't belong to the town. It belongs to the town, the taxpayers. And I think a lot of people forget that when they get in positions like this. Every dollar that comes in belongs to them, not the town. So I bring all those business background. I have an MBA too, but that's not worth it. I overpaid for that. But for all the ideas behind this whole thing is I want to run this place like a business because I think the best governments run as businesses. Now, all of you up here, pretty much I've been in some committee, organization, club with. I've been in the Parks and Athletic Commission for over 3 years now. We were in the Home Occupation Committee as well. Also the Arts and Beautification Committee. And I'm also president-elect for the Farragut Rotary, which I value dearly as well. So even though I've only been here for 4 years, I've been and done a lot of things. Besides all the BOMA meetings, Planning Commission meetings
You
that
have
I've
30
attended.
seconds.
Thank you. All those other things that I've been doing. I've been involved, and I try to go to everything I possibly can on my agenda. And thankfully, I have the time now. I have the support with my wife and my family to be up here. And I hope throughout all of this that I earn your trust as a person because of our communications. And I hope tonight that I earn your vote for South Ward Alderman.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Don't run off.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions?
Good. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Okay, next up will be Greg Wyberly.
Mr. Mayor, I trust you've read my submittals and letters of reference that I have sent to you and that you've given them their due consideration. Since we did not meet in person, I'm unable to give context to some of those, but I will briefly expand on some specifics. I attended Knox County schools as a youth and then went to Maryville College where I graduated magna cum laude. I have worked in the construction industry for nearly half a century now. I am currently the qualified agent for a Tennessee BC contractor's license, which is the most comprehensive of all the licenses and which is also the hardest to attain. What that means is I passed an extensive test of my knowledge, and the state board examined my extensive experience in building residential, commercial, and industrial projects. I have been an integral part of the teams that developed North Shore Town Center, parts of Tennessee National, and the biomass steam plant at ORNL, just to name a very few. At ORNL, I was the team lead for the engineering issues resolution meetings where I coordinated the efforts of the Department of Energy, engineers, vendors, and project managers to fix the inevitable problems that would arise in such an innovative and complex project. I was able to do that not because I was a licensed engineer, but because I understood the language, understood the design and concepts, could read the drawings and specifications, and understood how to manage issues and drive them to resolution. At North Shore Town Center, I was heavily involved in the planning and execution of the first phase. At Tennessee National, I built high-end homes for one of the Southeast's most recognized developers. In addition to my professional experience, you will note my extensive community involvement. I have coached hundreds of the sons and daughters in the community in AYSO soccer, CBFO basketball, and Farragut baseball. That started nearly 30 years ago and continues to this day. I had a game tonight with my Cardinals, but it got canceled because of rain. I have helped out at numerous churches, providing manpower and materials to a Loudon church to help build their youth cabin in Townsend. I have had elderly friends at another church whose lives I have shared
30
up to their passing. I have coached at another in their high school basketball league. I worked at building the expansion at a Lutheran church. I volunteered as a staging manager for the Extreme Makeover TV show when it was in Knoxville. I volunteered in the Farragut schools. And in short, I've been doing the work in the community that I felt needed to be done. Over my lifetime, I have seen of history and have had more than my share of experiences that have given me the perspective and understanding on how the world works. I have lived in the Farragut community now for over 40 years. My 5 kids all went to Farragut schools.
The time's up. Sorry.
Okay, whoa, Greg, don't run off. Opportunity to ask questions if they so desire. Appreciate that. Anyway, none? Okay. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, next, do we have any citizens signed up to speak during this?
Mayor, I do have one
Okay.
citizen that signed up to speak. That is Roy Fenstermacher.
Roy, you want to step up to the podium, please? Also, have you read the protocol on the back of the agenda? Have you read the protocol on the back of the agenda for speaking? Okay, thanks. You have 3 minutes. Appreciate it.
My name's Roy Fenstermacher. I live in 12934 Buckley Road here in Farragut. I've been a resident of Farragut since 1975, and I worked out in Oak Ridge for many years and retired from there. Like Mr. Weibley's family, as he's so explained, my 3 children all went to Farragut High School. So my oldest daughter was actually on the soccer team of Dr. John Evans, who we have the Dr. John Evans Soccer Complex off Watt Road. My wife and I have served as team parents for the Farragut High School track cross-country teams for 4 or 5 years. In summary, we love Farragut. We've lived here for a long time, and I want to see us continue on the track we're going on. I first met Mr. Weiberly in 2005. He was at his wife's shop there on Kingston Pike. While the ladies talked, he and I had a chance to talk, and I was impressed with his resume. And it was a couple years later when I started my own business, and I called Mr. Wyberly to help on a large construction project which he managed, which is the biomass project out in Oak Ridge National Laboratory. And for the next 2.5 years, Greg and I worked, and he exercised his construction expertise to do some of the things that he just explained to help out the project. In his capacity, he was recognized as a key member of the construction management team, which resolved a lot of the technical issues. Personally, I found him to be very reliable, well-organized, and always prepared, and spoke the truth. His willingness to think out of the box, to find a path forward, was always appreciated by the project team. I think the town of Farragut would be greatly benefited by having Mr. Wyberly as a town alderman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Any questions?
Okay, anyone else signed up to speak?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Then at this moment, we'll move on. So we will follow what our town administrator and attorney has put in front of us, and is the nomination of applicants as candidates to be nominated, voted on as a replacement for vacant South Ward Alderman position. And I'll go down the line with nominations, starting with Alderman Burnett.
Thank you, Mayor. I think it's important for especially all of us in this room, especially in the community, to take a minute and remember why we're here tonight. And we lost a very, very long time resident of our town. That was a loss to the board and a loss to the community. And so it's very unfortunate that we're here tonight. And I think we need to remember that. I enjoyed my time getting to meet all the candidates, or everybody that I was able to meet with in town. I got to know sides of them some that I'd never seen they were really encouraging, and I made some great connections. So I'm thankful for that process. This is a very tough one because we have very, very good people. I share the sentiment of some that was really hoping it wasn't going to be just one or two people, that there was a good mix of people, and we got that, and so I appreciate that. And then I'll finish my time by nominating Joe LaCroix.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Burnett. Alderman Kane.
Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I would like to acknowledge that David's wife is here in the audience. I appreciate you being here today. We do miss him. I had a little bit of a different approach to talk with the candidates, just due to a crazy work schedule. I think we held a really good forum the other night, and had 4 out of the 6 candidates there. The other 2 that were unable to attend, I was able to get information out to them, and they did respond to it. And I do appreciate those quick responses back. It was nice to talk to some people in a different light, get to know some people, see that we have, I think, a great enthusiasm for this town with a lot of different people that are interested in it. And like Alderman Burnett said, I'm glad we had 6 instead of 1 or 2 people interested. And with my nomination, I nominate Brian Walker.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Kane. Vice Mayor, you're up.
So I enjoyed having a 30-minute phone call with each candidate. Each candidate was impressive and would bring a unique skill set to the open alderman seat. For me, the distinguishing factor was the outpouring of support Joe LaCroix received from South Ward residents and town committee members. The open alderman seat represents them, not me, and their voices must be heard. Therefore, I will vote for Joe LaCroix.
Okay, thank you, Vice Mayor. I was unable to attend the event that Alderman Kane had. I attend a lot of different functions being mayor, and one of those happens to be the East Tennessee Development District annual awards event that we had at the Hilton, Airport Hilton. And that was something I really could not get out of as I was sitting with the director for that particular event. So I have interacted with all of the candidates at some time or another in some shape or form or fashion. Not much with Mr. Honkin, but hopefully he'll stick around and continue on with some of the possible committees that he could be on. And same thing with applicant Brian Walker. I've been on the Rotary with him for I think a couple years. So, and the others I've also at some point in time interacted with them. And really, we're very fortunate that we have this type of candidates that we have that want to get involved with what we do. It's sometimes a load, but we've got good staff here and a good group of aldermen, and I'm glad that Alderman Kane did recognize David's wife being in the back. I sure appreciate her coming. But at this moment, I think I would have to agree. We have one particular candidate that's, he was here 6 years in our IT department, and he understands really what we do, how we go through it, and it's my honor to also agree on Joe LaCroix. Okay, we have our nominees, and I'll ask the town administrator to start the voice roll call vote with the first nominee.
So this first nomination is for Joe LaCroix to fill the South Ward Alderman position through August of 2026. If you vote yes, you're voting for Mr. LaCroix in that position. If you vote no, then you're voting against Mr. LaCroix in that position. So I'll start off with Alderman Burnett.
Yes.
Alderman Kane.
No.
Vice Mayor Meyer.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Mayor Williams, yes. Okay, I'll ask the town recorder to announce the results of our voting.
Mr. LaCroix has been appointed by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen this evening as the alderman to fulfill Mr. White's term that expired in August of 2026 by a 3-to-1 vote. And again, as we mentioned earlier, that the appointment process for that, the official swearing-in ceremony will be on October the 9th.
Okay, thank you, David. Let the record show that Joe LaCroix has been appointed to fill the term of the vacant South Ward Alderman position on September 25th, 2025 at approximately 6:53 p.m. by a 3-to-1 roll call vote. I want to thank all applicants for their interest. We may want to take a short break as folks leave the meeting. Okay, folks, if you don't mind, take your seats. We're going to get started back again. Again, thanks for everybody that did attend and also for the ones that are staying. Looks like we have some intro to Farragut folks out there that's here to view what's going on. And so we'll move on with approval of special event permit for St. John Newman's Catholic Church, Mustang Miler, 5K and Fun Run, October 18th, 2025.
Yes, Mayor. This event is an annual event that is conducted at St. John Newman School campus. This will be on October 18th. It's a 5K and Fun Run and a Mustang Miler. This is being presented to the board because they will be using a portion of the Grigsby Chapel Greenway. They also be crossing 3 public streets along the route. They will have police stationed at those crossings like they did last year. This has been through the town's event committee, and they recommended approval of the event. We have no outstanding items left for this particular event, and the staff recommends approval of the special event permit for St. John Newman Catholic Church Mustang Miler 5K and Fun Run.
Okay. Any resident comments on this one?
No, sir.
None? Okay. Then we'll move on to discussion, and we'll start off with Alderman Burnett.
No questions.
Alderman Kane.
No comment.
Vice Mayor.
Pass.
I have nothing as well. I'll ask if in favor, vote by saying yes. Let the record show the event has been approved as requested. Thank you. Okay. Next will be approval of operating contract between Town of Farragut, Knox County, and the Public Building Authority with respect to the property management of the West Knox Senior Center.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. The Town of Farragut and Knox County entered into a lease agreement on August 31st, 2018 for the Town of Farragut to lease the lower level of the Farragut Community Center to Knox County for its use as a senior center. And as part of that lease, Knox County also has access to and use of the gymnasium, the kitchen, and adjoining restrooms on the main level of the facility. As part of the ongoing property management and maintenance of the facility, the town and PBA are entering into this agreement for the shared expenses the town will incur with Knox County for PBA to maintain portions of the building as outlined in Exhibit 1 of the contract. Example of these shared maintenance responsibilities include life safety systems, elevators, pest control, HVAC equipment, and keying of all the doors. This contract will remain in effect until terminated by either party, giving written notice to the other parties at least 30 days prior to the effective date specified in the notice. In our current fiscal year budget, it includes these shared costs within the overall community center shared budget of $159,810, of which $34,797 is projected to be paid to PBA for these services. Myself and Town Attorney Tom Hale recommend this agreement for approval.
Second. Any resident comments on this?
No, sir.
No resident comments. Okay. Move on to discussion. Alderman Burnett.
No questions.
Yeah, I just have one for Mr. Smoke. Will they be providing any type of security as part of this agreement?
No, sir. We provide our own security systems, so that's our cost on that end of things.
I meant like personal security, like having somebody there on the property while the building's open?
No, sir. Security is not part of this agreement.
Okay. Vice Mayor? I'm going to go back and ask Alderman Kane, what do you think is the issue here? Or is there one?
I don't think there's an issue, but I know PBA has security officers available. And I think if we're going to be in agreement with them and we're paying them some kind of a fee, I think I'd like to at least maybe discuss that with them, or maybe you can have a discussion with them about having people there, especially if there's, a big event or even just especially at night maybe, because they do have security officers on staff.
Okay, thank you. I think this pretty much has to do with management, don't it, as far as the
This, Mayor, this deals with the shared expenses of the building. So there's a lot of different things as we got into this. There's things that are in all of the building, that it was built in different phases over time. And so because of that, especially the HVAC systems, it was better solved for us to have one entity like PBA handle all the systems throughout the building rather than piecemeal it from one system to another.
Yeah, swamp cooler alone's a big item. Okay, discussion closed. I'll ask in favor, vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Let the record show that the contract has been approved as requested. Okay, next will be approval of dates for the November and December Board of Mayor and Alderman meetings.
Mayor, the second meeting in both November and December tend to fall on Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday. And so the discussion for the board tonight is to cancel the two meetings on both November 27th and December 25th during those holiday season. Obviously, if there's anything that comes up, the board can always have a special called meeting if necessary during that time. But the motion on this would be to cancel the Board of Mayor and Alderman meetings for both November 27th, 2025 and December 25th, 2025.
Okay, any residents sign up for this?
No, sir.
None. Discussion, Alderman Burnett?
No questions.
Alderman Kane?
No questions.
Vice Mayor?
Pass.
I don't have anything as well. If in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any noes? Let the record show that the dates have been approved as requested. Okay, next will be approval of purchase of illuminated street signs from TAPCO using Omnia Contract 2023-200.
Yes, the fiscal year 26 capital investment program includes the addition of illuminated street signs to improve Farragut intersections. The following intersections will be upgraded during the first phase: Kingston Pike Concord Road, Kingston Pike Linden Welch Way, Kingston Pike Brooklawn Street, Kingston Pike Campbell Station Road, Kingston Pike Smith Road and Campbell Station Road, Grigsby Chapel Road, Parkside. The cost to purchase the illuminated street signs through the Omnia contract for those first 6 major intersections is $81,540. The illuminated street signs will be installed after receipt via separate contract coordination. Proposed motion is approval of purchase of 24 illuminated street signs from TAPCO using Omnia contract number 2023-200 in the amount of $81,540.
Okay, any rested comments on this one?
No, sir.
None? Okay, discussion on Burnett?
No questions.
I'm looking forward to this. Growing up in Southern California, we had these illuminated signs back in the 80s, and it sure is nice when you're traveling. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to this.
Okay, yeah. Vice Mayor?
Pass.
Well, I'm kind of like Alderman Kane. I spent some time in Southern California as well, and those signs are kind of a neat thing. And during my time working with the Orange County out there, one of the things that the police department told us was that this prevents a lot of wrecks. And that's rear enders, where people just, they see it and keep going, and they're not slowing down trying to read the sign in the dark. So I think it's a great addition. Discussion's closed. If in favor, vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Noes? Let the record show the contract has been approved. Thank you. Okay, approval of professional services agreement with Cannon & Cannon, Inc. for development of design plans for culvert replacement on South Monticello Drive.
Yes, this is an agreement with Cannon & Cannon to develop plans for culvert replacement in Village Green subdivision. The location where this pipe is located is a little bit difficult. There's conflicting utilities, there's drainage structures, and the pipe has a constant flow of water through it. So it's better to have engineered drawings rather than just going in and digging up the pipe to replace it. So This agreement has a design fee of $33,750 with completion of final construction plans in 16 weeks. I move to approve.
Okay. The residents, anybody on this one? Okay. Discussion, Alderman Burnett,
No questions.
Alderman Kane,
No questions.
Vice Mayor. I have none as well. Discussion closed. All in favor, vote by saying yes. Yes. Any noes? Let the record show agreement's been approved as requested. Thank you, Darrell. Okay, next will be approval of professional services agreement with Bars Design Solutions, Inc. for design of Sugarwood Drive access to Kingston Pike.
The portion of Kingston Pike between Sugarwood Drive and Smith Road and a little beyond is a very congested area during peak hours. Excuse me. With a new school under construction and coming online in the next year or two, we're expecting quite a bit more congestion in that corridor. One thing we would like to consider is the possibility of an alternate route for Sugarwood residents to access Kingston Pike near the Smith Road intersection. This agreement provides for preliminary plans for 2 alternates to get the residents from Sugarwood Drive to access Kingston Pike at Smith Road. There's an $80,000 fee with that, and completion will be by March 31, 2026. Staff recommends approval.
Any resident comments on this one? Oh, I'm surprised. Okay. Alderman Burnett.
I would like to meet with these residents first before I vote for something like this. It makes complete sense to me. I know we have Sugarwood people that live here or that work here that live there, but I haven't talked to anybody about it, and so I just probably not in. I like the idea, but I haven't ran it past anybody. So for me, I'll probably hold out until I get some more feedback from residents in the hood, in your neighborhood.
In the hood.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I lived there for like 8 years. Sorry, it's just a little. But yeah.
Hey, thank you, Alderman Burnett. Alderman Kane.
You know, I have to agree with Drew. My first thought was, have we had discussions with the residents? Have we talked with the property owner at CVS and the business owner to at least say, hey, we're going to investigate this, you know, and so on. And so I'd like to hear a lot of input first from the residents and business owners. I agree with it. When the school opens, that intersection is a disaster sometimes anyway, just due to the volume of traffic. But I'd like to hear what people have to say.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Kane. Vice Mayor.
So I sit in that traffic every day. Every morning I sit there and I watch the Sugarwood people try to pull in and out of the subdivision. And it's chaos. And I don't mean that lightly, it's chaos. And so I'm on the record saying I support it. I think it's something that needs to be done. I'm surprised we haven't had more accidents already the way it is at peak hours. And so I support it.
Okay, thank you, Vice Mayor. I support it as well for a lot of reasons. Number one, I see the chaos as well because I live there. The piece of property that is between CVS and the entrance to Sugarwood is a dead piece of property. The owner, we typically have to get after him constantly to keep it mowed. He has no real group that takes care of it. It's just you're after. I mean, a lot of times the homeowner associations are the ones that clean it up and occasionally mow it when he don't. The section that actually would come up onto the, I guess, by CVS, we do have a phone company piece of property there in the way for any other access area. But for it to line up, it has to come up on the CVS parking lot, so to speak, or their entry lot. In the mornings, it's impossible to get out of there. Nobody even remotely tries to turn left because of the chaos that Vice Mayor's talking about. Occasionally, you'll get somebody that will let you squeeze in if you're turning right. If not, then you have to get in that Excel spot right there and then just stab it and go and hope that you don't get hit. This would help now. It would help when the school's there. The problem in the afternoons is then turning in. So a lot of times, I'm probably like Darrell, I go all the way down to Virtue Road, I turn in at the light, and then go all the way through Sugarwood. Fortunately, this is one subdivision that does have a back entrance. So the light is something if you're, I mean, I wouldn't even let my wife come out the front entrance. She typically has to go to Virtue because I don't want to take a chance of her getting run over again. So I'll support it. And the way I want to support it is the way this is written, okay? It's a professional services agreement with Cannon & Cannon to develop a design plan, okay? Really, or excuse me, not Cannon & Cannon, Barge, to do a design plan for access. I think once you have that, then you can take it to the Sugarwood HOA and the residents and let them look at it and tell them what you have in mind. Without it, it's just, you're looking at a drawing like you had up there, and you're trying to visualize that. And if you're an engineer, you can sit down there and look at it and say, okay, you can do this and this. That's the two ways we want to do it. But if you're not, then you're a deer in the headlights. You don't know what you're looking at. So anyway, in my case, I will support it.
Mayor, can I just add one bit of context as well? I have talked to the owner of the CVS. They're very interested in working with the town on this project, but the first thing they told me is, well, we're interested. We just want to see what it looks like. So I think it's right what the mayor's just saying. They want to see some kind of design to look at and then work with us on a project. And the other part of this is that this is timely. We have a school coming no matter what's going to happen. And so if we went ahead and moved forward with the professional services agreement, we can have those meetings with the residents quickly just to kind of give them a heads up that this is coming, but obviously not a design yet. But this would at least help us get that process started.
Okay, thank you, David. Does Mr. Helvey have any comment on this?
Not tonight. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you. I had to ask. Okay, in this case, we will do a close of discussion. So if,
Can I ask you a quick question?
oh, sure, go ahead.
Before you go. If we tie on this tonight, we could bring this back in 2 to 4 weeks and put on another agenda pretty easily, right? If we go out and do our due diligence, I'll go meet with the neighbor. I'll work with Sugarwood and either grab their next HOA meeting or ask them to call a meeting so we can discuss it, and I'll do that. I'm happy to report back, and then we could put this right back on the agenda literally in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, or the next meeting or the next meeting. Okay, I'm good. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. This has come up in HOA meetings in the past, and even to the point that we went and talked to the landowner or tried to talk with the landowner. It's a better way to put it. Now, talking with the church is a different story. We've not talked with them ever, so, but it's, again, there's two ways to look at it.
But that land can't be developed, right? I'm pretty sure there's an agreement somewhere.
Yeah,
that it
there
can't
is.
be developed. I mean, not for a road, but like a business or a home, it can't be used for that, right?
And you can't get a curb cut off Kingston Pike. So
Right.
it's kind of landlocked. But that is our big drainage ditch. It goes right down the center there. That's what comes from, actually, that comes from across the road. Yeah, from the villages. And then we've got some that comes down from Linda Heights through Kingsgate and then into that particular drainage ditch. That thing's, that's the one that's got the 53 Ford sitting in it down on past point of interest there. Okay, at this point, I'll ask for a voice vote. If in favor, vote by saying yes. Yes.
Yes.
Noes?
No.
No.
Okay, it tied, so it fails. Thank you, Darrell. Okay, next will be approval of purchase of Ford F-750 dump truck with snowplow and salt spreader accessories via state contract cooperative purchasing program.
Good evening, Mayor, Alderman, staff, guests. My name is Will Wiley, Director of Public Works, here to speak on item 6H for the board's consideration. The purpose of this agenda item is to approve the purchase of an F-750 regular cab diesel dump truck and accessories for the Public Works Department. Staff utilized Tennessee State Contract 85501 to obtain pricing for an F-750 regular cab diesel dump truck with a snowplow and salt spreader for the Public Works Department. Funding for this purchase was included in the current fiscal year's Equipment Replacement Fund with a budget of $170,000 to replace a 2016 Freightliner dump truck, fleet number 7. The existing equipment has exceeded its useful life, frequently malfunctions, and the repair costs have increased. The replacement vehicle will feature new safety equipment, be more fuel efficient, and have a higher towing and payload capacity. The state contract provides an approved procurement method that leverages pre-qualified, competitively bid pricing. On August 28, 2025, the Public Works Department received a quote from Lonnie Cobb Ford, state contract number 85501, for an F-750 regular cab diesel dump truck with a snowplow and salt spreader totaling $133,038 even. Staff recommends approval, and I'm available for any questions.
Move to approve.
Okay, anybody got questions for Will? We'll start with Alderman Burnett again.
No questions.
Alderman Kane.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Or drive it. Vice Mayor. Okay, that's a good price. You did well on that. So anyway, on to closed discussion. If in favor, vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Any noes? Okay, it's approved. Okay, next will be approval of closure of Jamestown Boulevard for the Farragut Christmas Parade on Sunday, December 7th, 2025.
Evening Board, Ron Ostrike, Parks and Rec Director. As you know, the past 3 years, we have had a fun Christmas parade. Started over at Farragut High School and has evolved to last year being on Jamestown Boulevard, starting at the Community Center and finishing in Village Green Shopping Center. The group, the Farragut Parade, the Christmas Parade, is a wonderful group of dedicated moms and dads who really want to see a great event happen. The town supports it. We have provided the manpower to block off all of the streets so this parade can happen. With me today is Julie Goodrich, representing the Christmas Parade group. Julie?
Thank you. We're excited for the 4th annual Farragut Christmas Parade in Santa's Village. We are looking to replicate a lot of the successes that we saw last year. We are loving that the group has put together the holiday tree thing going on right there, where we have Santa set up. The Santa's Village will be open from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Local vendors, businesses, crafts, art, as well as obviously the ice skating area. Santa will be in attendance from 1 to 3:30 for family photos, and then he will travel back to the community center where he will conclude the parade as he did last year. The parade begins at 4. It runs, as Ron mentioned, from the community center, and it does end in the Village Green Shopping Center. We've already gotten permission from all of the businesses, the what's the guy? Landlord, I guess is his name, Mr. White. So we are hopeful that you guys will be as excited about it as we are.
Okay. Any questions for Drew? We'll start with you.
No questions, but what y'all have done in 4 years is nothing short of.
It's our own little Hallmark movie.
That's right. There you go. I don't have anything else, but I'm so glad y'all are back.
Yes, absolutely.
Alderman Kane.
Just the same thing as Drew. I mean, 4 years ago when we saw it, today is going to be amazing. Maybe we do need to call somebody to make a Hallmark movie out of it.
Well, I know that was the April Fool's prank or something last year. I was like, okay, hold it on December 7th this year if you want to film it. We're happy to provide some extras.
Okay, Vice Mayor. I do not as well, other than the Santa's Village last year was great. I think now with the ice rink, larger ice rink with the tree program that the Arts and Beautification are doing, I think will be our tree decorating program. I don't know how much that's been advertised, but it looks like that's going to be a real popular thing as well. So with that, I'll ask for a motion.
Oh, yep.
Mayor, can I jump in for a second?
Okay.
If you'll see the blue dash lines, last year the parade ended in Village Green, but a lot of the entrance ended up on Kingston Pike. This year they will follow that blue dot around the back side of the shopping center and exit it the back way.
Okay.
So that will be well marked by the parade team. That was one of our requests of them.
Yep.
Okay, good deal. Okay. Okay, great. Discussion closed. In favor, vote by saying yes. Yes. Let the record show closing for the parade has been approved. Appreciate it. Look forward.
We'll be there.
Okay, next, that concludes the main portion of our agenda. And next will be citizen comments. At the end of our business meeting, we have reserved some time for citizen comment. Do we have anyone signed up?
Yes, sir, Mayor. We have one tonight, Kimberly Parks.
Okay. Looks like I will ask first off if you've had the opportunity to read a comment protocol located on the back of tonight's posted agenda. If so, please step up to the podium, microphone. When you're recognized, which you are, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes for your comment. I advise our board and staff members to take notes for future reference from Mrs. Parks if you so desire.
Thank you. Kimberly Parks, 10701 Farragut Hills Boulevard. I have a couple of questions. I should have probably signed up for several of these business items, but because it wasn't shown up on the screen and I didn't have access to the actual agenda packet, what was the lease amount for the Public Building Authority? Do you know? It wasn't on the screen when I looked.
$35,000. Roughly $35,000.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. And then, so a few months ago, I can't remember exactly the date, I had put in a complaint about the signs on Biddle Farm. They're not in compliance. And they still, to this day, are not in compliance. And Biddle Farm's basically done. So I want to know what is going to be done about that, because I think that's relevant. And then the last thing that I have is I wanted to address what I had brought up last week. And it wasn't just one email. And I want it on the record. It was over 50 emails that were not included in my open records request. You guys don't have to respond to me, but I just want it on the record that is a lot. So thank you, and you guys have a great night.
Okay, anyone else? Anyone else signed up to speak?
No, sir, Mayor. I apologize.
I know, it's,
I didn't know you were
it's a
looking
new
at me.
job for you, so it's.
It is. I apologize.
None? Okay. Okay, in that case, we'll go on to the town administrator's report.
Mayor, I do want to respond. Ms. Parks had talked about there was 50 emails she did not receive. I ask IT, because I take these things seriously, so I ask our IT department to look into that and kind of dive into the 50 different messages there. There were several that were received on the main drive that was part of the information that she had requested. There were several that were not received initially from the initial request that she had. Some, I could see why they were not included, because they were not responsive to the request that she made. But others certainly probably should have been in there. And that's why we wanted to go ahead and give her all of the files the second time she came by with 2 different file types labeled, so that she could have all of these files, and they have been produced and given to her at this time. So I just want to make sure that the board understands that, yeah, we may not have gotten everything right the first time, but we made sure we got it right the second time. That's all I have to report.
Okay, thank you, David. Anything else?
No, sir.
Hey, then we'll move on to Mr. Hale.
The contract that was approved for the Public Building Authority reminded me of something that I think most people probably have forgotten about. But that project, the purchase of the community center, was an example of what this government does to benefit the community without getting involved in a bunch of political mishmash. The county and the town got together. The town bought the building. The town didn't need the whole building, but the county needed part of it. So the county leases the downstairs part from the town. It was a part of the building that we didn't have a use for. And as a result of that, the county spent, I want to say, upwards of $1.5 million improving the entire building, including the section of the building that the town occupies. And so this contract originally was approved a long time ago, and we didn't have the money to fund the maintenance of the entire building. We didn't need the entire building. So what we do is we share that with the county. It's what's called logical thinking, good government. It takes good people to do that. And I just think sometimes we don't do a good enough job explaining what good decisions are being made. That was a good decision. And for so many reasons that what I've outlined are just that it's, to me, the possibility wouldn't have been there. If we hadn't have worked with the county, we wouldn't have been able to buy that because we couldn't have supported it. So this is the way the county and the town are trying to work together to make things work well. And it reminded me of that. And one last thing I would like to point out. There was one email that Ms. Parks brought up last week that she says wasn't in the packet. Well, I said I would look into it, and so I looked into that one email. That email was an email from William Wood at the comptroller's office he was responding to Allison at the city of Etowah. Okay? He accidentally forwarded the email to Allison at the town of Farragut. And so the email that wasn't included was an email where Allison was emailing him back and saying, I think you've got the wrong Allison. And he sent back and said, yes, I did. So just that would not be responsive to your request, I don't think. And that's the kind of issue that we're spending time trying to sort out.
Okay, thank you, Tom. We appreciate that. Okay, the time is approximately 7:37 PM. Without objection, September 25th, 2025, Farragut Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting will now be adjourned.